Okay. You ready? Okay. So funny. Okay.
This is
Okay.
gonna be hard.
We have the test drive. We are the first ones to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're the first ones ever we are doing this. We are doing our relationship interview. We call it Are you ready for a date? That's our first date, and today we are here with Agathe, hello,
Hello.
and with Esther. Hi.
Hello,
Esther.
hello.
Can you tell us about you? From which company do you come, and what do you do there?
Yeah, I work for Group One and specifically on WordPress products, WP Rockets, Rank Math, and a few more. And I'm here at CloudFest since yesterday and building relationships, I guess,
Yeah, you do, of
new
course.
people. Yes.
Esther?
So I work for Group One as well as Agathe. I work as well for WP Rockets, for Rank Math and other products. And I do handle partnerships, so I get, this is the good time, yes, and affiliate and all the whole scope of partnerships for these brands.
Okay, so we thought let's talk about partnerships in the business wing. We all know that. We also know, most of us know that in the private, but we recognize there's something they have in common. And this is my first question. First impression. What makes a positive first impression for you when you are looking at a new provider? That can be a hosting provider. That can be also a partner for doing partnerships. Start with you, Agathe. What makes a positive first impression for you when you are looking for a new partner?
I would say outside of the business opportunity, the human relationship counts a lot. Like, can we have like sincere conversation with the partner? Can we really explain where we stand, what are our blockers, what are our needs, and where we don't want to go? And when we manage to have this transparency and open communication, then you can really start good love and just good relationship building, and that transparency is probably something that I really like the most, because you can spend days and days talking without saying anything really that matters. So that's for me is quite important.
Nice, okay, thank you. Second question, trust. What is the most important factor for you to trust a new product or service or partner immediately?
Well, of course, first thing that we have is the website. We look at it and we see if it gives you this trust, right? And if they have this relationship as well with the end customer. When we have a partnership, we want both brands to be aligned on how we treat customers. So, of course, this is something that I think is key for us. Transparency, as she was saying before as well, this is something that works towards the trust. And then we build a human relationship and see how we all align on a strategy, how we move forward, and if we can count on each other.
Okay, nice. The third question, if there comes a conflict, if you are dissatisfied, do you prefer resolving the issue by message, for example, chat or email, or through a personal conversation, a phone or a video call? What do you prefer if there is a conflict in your partnership?
Yeah, I would definitely give the person a call, a Zoom call and have a conversation face to face, because I mean, you can have so many misunderstandings in written communication. I think we had a call recently on a topic ourselves, because I mean those things happen all the time in every relationship, whether it is business or personal, and it's again about trust and transparency. If you can say when you missed something, when you something is not going as expected, at least if you're able to reach out to the person and explain, you preserve the trust, and those things will happen all the time in life, but you have to keep building that trust and not to sacrifice this on the way of the partnership.
Is your preferred channel also direct channel? Phone?
Absolutely. Yes, especially when we have a long-term partnership. Normally we have ongoing calls as well, even if there are emails and we speak through things. If there is a misunderstanding, is key. The human relationship in any partnership is key. The human relationship that we build, and that's where we see where we stand in a partnership. Actually, when there is a misunderstanding, as she was saying, there can be many instances where there can be a misunderstanding, especially on written communication.
Yeah.
So there, how you handle this and how you just give a call or just set up an online meeting and just face to face to say, this is what happened. How do we move on from here? You know.
Yeah.
And definitely, it just breaks the barrier to have a call and to have a
Okay.
And that's why we're coming to events.
Yeah.
Not only to build new partnership, but to meet with the existing ones as well, because that's something that requires to be built all the time, and to have memories together, to be happy to see each other again and again, and that's how we build those relationships long term. So it's not just a call, it's not just written communication, but also those events. They matter a lot.
Yeah. So everybody is talking about AI, and AI is killing jobs and doing this. What do you think if we now talk about relationships, partnerships, what role does AI does in those things?
I would love to see the world where I could wear something where you can talk to me in German, I will understand French, and will perfectly get the inside jokes and everything, just to make the communication even easier. That's how I would see like partnership even enhanced with that. But for the time being, I think we're all about AI and try to save on effectiveness, efficiency at work. But when it comes to relationship building, that's the thing that you cannot replace with an AI. I think really we can like have it enhanced again in the future, but for now this is the part where humans are better than AI. I think at this.
You're also thinking that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The human part is so important in a partnership. So yeah, I mean AI can make us more efficient, but as she was saying, maybe you have a translator, but still it is not the same when you're capable of speaking the same language and have a really nice interaction.
Yeah.
So AI, I'm not sure in the partnership it will give us much more. That the human part is important.
Okay. Our next question is about loyalty. What qualities does a company need to have for you to remain a loyal customer?
I think, again, partnerships, the human interaction, that point is key here. To have a long-term vision together, to have plans to evolve, to have this communication, this transparency. That's what makes a successful long-term partnership.
Okay, transparency
yes.
and personal contact. Okay. This is a translation from German to English. Is crazy. Oh God.
Nurturing.
Yeah, nurturing the relationship. What does a company need to do? What does a company need to do to ensure you feel valued as a long-term customer?
Recognizing the history of like contracts, like not be treated as a first-year customer if you've been like an early adopter of a product, for example, using it for many years. So having a conversation that is really tailored to the customer as a customer to feel valued in the business I've done with the company for a long time. I think those one-on-one interactions, if not one-on-one, at least as tailored as possible to my exact needs, my customer history, is something that I think is important. Not always easy.
Yeah.
Talking from a marketing perspective here, not always easy.
I know.
That's a difficult part, but I think it's also a key part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the breakup. What would be an absolutely deal breaker that would cause you to leave a partner?
Oh my gosh. That's a hard one. The lack of trust, of course, when you see that you cannot just speak openly face to face, and I think it will be the absolute breakup when you cannot just see yourself in a long-term partnership because there is this lack of trust when we don't align, and also if the brand is not providing the service to the end customers that you were expecting as a brand, you need to just take care of the end customer. So I think. But this is a misalignment on strategy, basically, overall. So I think that will be, a deal breaker.
Okay, yeah. For you?
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it's a matter of work ethics. Like, if in your ethics as a company, you care a lot about, I don't know, providing good support for your customer and your partner is not, or everything that is like in the core of your company, it can be many things, and everyone has different work ethics, but you need a minimum alignment to make this work. And then we're talking a lot about trust. If a partner is saying something and doing the opposite in the background, or not being honest with us, I think that's like really, we draw a line here. Like the trust is broken and you cannot build anything further than that.
Okay. Last question. Future planning. Why is a long-term relationship with your provider or your partner important to you?
Oh, I think that this is key to have a long-term partnership. You have to align on the vision. There is a lot of work at the beginning of the relationship, right? This dating process, and then you always expect to have this long-term partnership. Otherwise, what's the point of doing that? You have this alignment, we have to continue, we need to have a vision of future together. Otherwise, what's the point of just moving into this effort and this long-term partnership? So
Okay. So, yeah.
And you get better with time. I think that's
Well,
yeah.
Right.
At first, I mean, it's very rare to be right in the exact need and the perfect partnership, and you learn along the way. So I think that, and the market change as well. But the more you know each other, you see opportunities along the way, and you can really refine this partnership to something even better. So if you're only chasing new partners and building things all the time, you don't get a chance to actually make them really good. And this requires time because you know the person, you know the company, you know the customers, and you can really build something way better than you would have done in just a few months at the beginning of a relationship.
Yeah. That's the matter why we are together since 10 years now
10
with our
years,
partnership,
yes.
WP Rocket and HostPress. And thank you very much for your time to answer these questions. And I'm very happy that you are one of our sponsors at our HostPress Summit event in September this year. And thank you. What is your highlight on CloudFest right now? What do you think?
I really liked the agency day. Yesterday it was the first time CloudFest was having this focus on agencies, and I think that's good to bring this new audience to meet our companies, our products, and to not to only have the professional talking between each other, but to also have the ones that are actually building websites for their clients. So I think this new fresh blood somehow coming to those events is really good for more mixity of profiles, and that was a very good day yesterday for this
nice.
reason, I think.
Good feedback, yeah.
yeah, I agree. It's just adapting CloudFest. Last year was the WordPress day. This year is the agency day. So we can see more people coming here to speak. You have different type of conversations that you were not having last year. So this is fresh. It's new. So you can come here to see more than just hosting and infrastructure. So it's just evolving and adapting to the market. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So Esther, Agathe, thank you very much and have a lot of fun on CloudFest.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.